What top 3 AI tools do you believe are going to redefine productivity in HR and recruitment in 2024? And then also, what trends are you kind of seeing in AI? Because things are moving so quickly. I mean, we could talk about GPTs and the new introduction to the, that they brought out with OpenAI. But what's your thoughts on this, I suppose, like that as well?
Absolutely. So this year, 2023, is sort of like very transformational because unlike any other year before, where we always talked about AI and using more technology in recruitment, it's actually become consumer grade in the sense that regular day-to-day people can actually use this technology uh, with the advent of Chat GPT, and then OpenAI basically making that GPT API available for other applications to put it into their apps and tools. So over the last, I'd say 6 to 9 months, a lot of us have constantly gotten emails that say, "Hey, Mark, hey, Donald, congratulations. We now have this GPT app, GPT integration within our app, and that's going to let you do X, Y, and Z." And that's huge because this is truly the first time since probably computers and the internet were introduced where the way we recruited changed from like the boiler room phone desk to like a more online Indeed, Monster.com type experience to a conversational AI that actually works as an assistant. So when we look at what AI will do for us or is already doing for us in 2023 and will do for us in 24 and 5, it's mostly around how recruiters now have a co-pilot, right? And you'll hear this word if you just Google AI co-pilot, you'll have lots of content around how AI is now sort of becoming that assistant that's going to help people do more, right? So the last thing we want people to do is fear AI as like something that's replacing the job. AI is going to be a tool that you can use and your colleagues can use to increase productivity gains, and either get the same work done in less time or just get more work done and get paid more for the same amount of effort. The first shift you're seeing is a shift in junior recruiters or juniors in recruitment firms being able to do more and move up the ladder faster, because now when they join and they want to write a job description, they don't have to spend a week trying to figure out, how do I write a job description the right way? Mark, please give me some advice. You've been doing this for years. Now they go on GPT, write a job description, tell GPT, improve it, make it friendlier, make it more formal, change the region, change the skill set. And literally something that would have taken 3 or 4 or 5 hours is now possible to do in 5 minutes by someone who doesn't know anything other than their boss telling them make a job description based on that email this client sent. And that's true in every other aspect of what that junior recruiter does every day, from drafting new emails and telling AI to write a formal email. If you're straight out of college and you've never had to do that, this is a great way to get started. Instead of a blank white screen where you start with, "Hi, Mark," or "Dear Mark," and then you pause for like 5 minutes to figure out how you're going to start that conversation, you have AI write it for you. AI can improve your notes. AI can take literally call logs. You no longer have to be on the phone taking notes physically, right? That's a very common thing. I've seen that people do that on Zoom calls. We're on Zoom calls right now. Donald's taking notes, right? Actually, with Zoom, Zoom has integrated GPT, and Donald doesn't need to take those notes anymore, because if you have that enabled, GPT is going to send him an email with a minute-by-minute description of what was talked about, summarized by paragraph, right? And that's a game changer, because now Donald can be in the moment versus saying that, "Oh, that makes sense, and I need to write that down," and then probably not be able to pay attention for the next 10 seconds, right? So those are the sort of things we're seeing plug into AI, and an AI basically allowing people to do. So just embrace it, try to use as much of it as possible, and figure out where you can get the most productivity gains and save minutes or even hours every day.
So you're saying really, Sean, that like the main tool really is Chat GPT. Really, I mean, there's obviously a multitude of plugins that are coming through because of the API has now been released.
Yeah.
But really,
Yeah.
if you start with the core model and the basic one, that can do everything you need, along with a few prompts, I
Yeah.
suppose, in trying to understand it.
So a nerdy way to think about it is Chat GPT is basically just a conversational interface built on top of GPT, which is the actual model, which is the AI model. And OpenAI keeps improving it. You have GPT 1 and 2 and 3, and now it's 3.5 or GPT 4 that you get when you pay for a subscription. But what OpenAI has allowed us to do, and you'll soon have Bard and other competitors give you similar products. You don't have to use OpenAI. Is very recently they've allowed you to build your own GPT, which basically means you can license the tech out. So you don't need to hire these $300,000 a year AI engineers to build a very basic language model. You license their model out and you can train it on your data. So you can, and this is something we're doing within our CRM as well. One of our goals is within the next 6 months, we want a recruit CRM GPT where instead of just letting Mark put in prompts that say write a better email and stuff, Mark can literally go in and say, hey, can you give me a list of candidates that I haven't spoken to in the last 6 months that we added in the last 2 years that meet X, Y, Z and criteria because that data has been fed into GPT. Right. So that's the kind of stuff you'll be able to do.
Yeah,
That's
it's
and
very
it's possible and it's not even hard.
Donald, sorry,
Yeah.
go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say that's going to be the game changer because 2023 was the year of productivity and optimization. Help me write an email, help me summarize the meeting notes, help me create some marketing content. And everybody's doing that to different levels. But when we've actually got real optimization around searching for candidates, engaging candidates, that's where the real value add comes for both in-house and agency recruiters. So it'll be key
and to double
what's coming down the track and when is it coming down the track.
Yeah. And Donald, you're going to be seeing stuff like this from all vendors, right? Because if an ATS or CRM system is not doing these things, some might do it 1 or 2 quarters earlier or later. But if they're not doing this, they're going to be dead in a couple of years. Because this is it, right? Like you do not do this, you're dead. It's like going from the DVD to the cloud. If you're not embracing this as an agency or as a vendor of software, you're screwed, for the lack of a better word. Your business will not, you will not have the same level of efficiency as your competitors do, basically. It's just like
what do you think the time
Yeah.
frame is, Sean, from when we go? What do you think the time frame is when we'll get mass market adoption of AI to help with those tasks, candidate
So
sourcing and engagement?
we're already seeing it. So it's like a continuum. It's not like a boolean. It's not like a yes no. Like tomorrow we have it, today we don't. We're already seeing the gradual transition. Pretty much any of the top 5 or 10 ATS systems, CRM systems, both in agency recruitment or on the core talent acquisition side, have already started implementing the basics, which are easy to do, which is plug in an API and let somebody say improve job description, improve note, make it friendly, make it not friendly, whatever. What you're going to see over the next 1 or 2 quarters is that GPT, you getting a pop-up that says, hey, would you like to share your entire database with GPT so you can converse with it? Because another thing, right? I've been in the CRM business for 7 or 8 years. You guys have been doing this for a lot longer. You'll know the biggest pain of implementing any new technology for both agency recruitment and even like standard talent acquisition is implementation, training, getting people used to the product. And that's because you have this point and click interface where you have to click, and you need to know where the buttons are and you need to know how to do the Boolean search and all of that. But today, because we have GPT, because we have voice technology that Google has and other businesses have, business applications can bring those pieces of technology in. So like now Donald doesn't need like 2 hours of training on how to run a report on a new system. He just has to talk to the system. And that will be available anywhere between 1 to 6 quarters from now, depending on which system it is, right? And you'll start seeing it come everywhere. And that just makes it faster to train new people.